He's not as harmless as he looks, ladies and gentlemen. He's not as harmless as he looks. Next up, coming in on the groom side, ladies and gentlemen, he's the one and only lizard that's world-renowned. You'll catch him filling television spots every day.
Yo, Alice, I think it would be the bomb if the guy could be a robot.
So do I, Stuart. And the ladies will tell you he can do a lot more than that in 15 minutes. And last but not least, definitely not least in the King's book, coming in on the bride's side, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully she'll hook us up with a warm piece of that pie at the reception. She never scrimps on the whipped cream either. Introducing Mrs. Smith. Now that we have all that shenanigans out of the way, ladies and gentlemen, will everybody please rise for the presentation of our lovely bride, Mrs. Susie Schwan.
Bobby and Skip, I'm so nervous.
Don't worry, Susie, it's going to be great.
Are you sure I'm making the right decision?
Bob's the perfect guy. Ladies and gentlemen, you may all be seated. Bobby and Susie today have decided to write their own wedding vows and recite them before the congregation, which is a lovely thing in the King's book. Bobby, you may begin.
Thank you, King.
No problem.
My beautiful Susie, you had me from hello. Well, actually, when I saw your impeccable ass, sets on your balance sheet. But now look at us. One NetJet flies to Vegas later, and I can already tell we have a wonderful future ahead of us. I promise to provide for you forever, to be there when you ask, but to give you the space to make your own decisions. I know with my family fortune and your reputable family name, we'll make the perfect couple.
Oh, my wonderful and dependable Bobby. You're the support that I need. You're my rock, yet you give me my space to make all of my own decisions. This is what I love about you. I'm a traditional, low-risk kind of girl who promises to provide you with constant revenues and sound decision-making. And I just know I'm going to get along so well with the rest of the Berkshire family. And I've been talking to these guys over here, and they told me how you like your women. I'm trying to double my size by the year 2008.
That's a beautiful thing, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully all you single males out there can find a woman willing to do something like that for you. This is the point where I'm going to put the question out there for everyone. Does anyone have any objections on why this couple, this lovely couple, should not be united in holy matrimony on this wonderful afternoon?
I hate to bring up this party, guys, but I have to object. Bobby, you're too high profile. You're a fast mover. And Susie, is she big time? Is she big time enough to keep up?
Hey, that's a spicy meatball. You act like my Susie's not good enough for your Bobby. But she has a revenues of $3.7 billion every year, and she's known around the world. And that's a big piece of pie if you ask Tony. But since you brought the spaghetti already, I have an objection. Is a Bobby going to be able to take care of my Susie financially?
Financially, financial support is no problem for Bobby over here. He's got some real deep pockets and he's great with his money. What I'm going to need to know is Susie over here complicated like the rest of the women, or is she going to be easy to understand?
Complicated is a 15-plane dogfight in the middle of a German sandstorm with fireflies all over your hair. The question here is that Susie has focused interest with a simple business plan. Now, is Bobby just going to love her and leave her?
You don't have to worry about Bobby here. He's there for the long haul, but I don't know, Susie Schwan may look delicious, but she high maintenance because Bobby doesn't have time to be fixing her up.
High maintenance. High maintenance is keeping this body looking this good. She's been doing it for 50 years, and she's going to do it for 50 more.
Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, have any of you ever been to a wedding before? When I ask if there's an objection, you're just supposed to keep your trap shut, especially in the King's Chapel of Honka Honka Burn Love. Now I'm going to put the question forth one more time, ladies and gentlemen. Does anyone out there have any objections on why this lovely couple should not be united in holy merged uranium on this wonderful afternoon? Should it count? Ladies and gentlemen, I just have one more act of business then. Bobby, I'm going to need your John Hancock a couple times. Yeah, right there. Sign there. Sign there. And initial there. And put your fingerprint there. Susie, I'm going to need the same thing from you, Mama. Sign there. Sign there. Initial there. Fingerprint there. And give me your home phone number. The King has to try. In my heyday, that worked every time. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now my pleasure, by the power vested in me by this great state of Nebraska, to now pronounce to you merger and acquisition. Bobby, you may now kiss your acquisition.
I bet you'd like to see that.
Forget this, let's party!
Got a special delivery here from Mr. Buffett. First of all, sir, we just want to say thanks for having us up today. Hope you enjoy our skit. Might have been a little ridiculous, but in all honesty, we think Schwann's is an amazing business. We think Schwann's would fit well in your portfolio. And here in our report is our analysis in a slightly less disorganized fashion, and we hope you enjoy it.
Great. Have you contacted them?
Yes, we have.
What did they call it? Is that in here? Or? Okay, great.
Al Schwann and Bob Schwann were invited to our class, and Al spent an hour and a half talking to the students on Wednesday evening. One of our students, Matt, where are you?
Over here.
When the last year, Mike Beatty, who is a great friend of Berkshire and a longtime shareholder, sent me an email saying that, Mark, you really should think of the Schwann companies in Salina. Al is 78. None of the family is interested in the business, and it's growing very fast. And the students, I said, now, if this is an idea that you might find of interest, we can maybe see what to do. And I could get back to Mike and so on. Well, Matt felt the pace of things was going too slowly, and he called up Al. And why don't you tell Warren what you said to Al?
I basically told him about the class, and I had his longtime lawyer, Frank Norton. He was has been his lawyer for 25 years, and he basically gave the call ahead of time and said, hey, this kid named Matt's calling you, he's from KU. And he told him the story about our class and the whole premise of it. And so I called him up, and we talked about it, and just the premise of the class, and we had arranged originally to go down to Salina to hear about his business model, because we didn't know anything about it. And then we got on the phone with, Mark got on the phone with him, and he decided to come up and come talk to us.
So both Al and Bob and the folks at Pella will get copies of the reports that you received, and you'll get a letter from the team thanking you for your consideration, and they're looking forward to 4 Baby B shares.
I'll tell you what, I'll make it 4 B shares and we make a deal on it.